What happens when a roguelite meets real-time elemental chaos and squad-based tactics? Let me introduce you to Wartorn. Quick description: harness the elements in fierce real-time battles while gathering and upgrading a crew of fantasy creatures in this roguelite adventure across a world torn apart by war. They currently have a demo available for the game right now on Steam. I just played it, it was awesome. So today I want to discuss why Wartorn might be 2025's most brutal RTS. The creative director of Wartorn, Paul Hellquist, was actually the lead designer on BioShock and the creative director on Borderlands 2. I found that super interesting. BioShock is one of my favorite franchises out there, and Borderlands 2 is a lot of people's favorite game in that series, so it's pretty exciting to see Paul at the helm of this project. Oh, and also CohhCarnage is an advisor for this game. He's a part of the dev team, so that's super cool. I watch Cohh all the time. He's right up there with Germa and Northern Lion as far as content creators for me. But let's get back to this game. Wartorn is a single-player squad-based roguelite where players control two heroes forced from their home, journeying across a war-torn land to reach a distant stronghold. Use elemental powers in real-time battles while upgrading a team of fantasy creatures and searching for lost family members. Like I mentioned a second ago, as of the recording of this video, it currently has a live demo on Steam and is planned to enter early access on June 17th. In a bit, I'll discuss my first impressions of the game, covering the combat and mechanics, and go over the early access plans and new features that will be arriving with the early access build of the game. But first, let's go over not only what's in the demo, but also the protagonists and their story. Yara and Alani are the main protagonists of Wartorn, two sisters who have been driven from their home by conflict. Their journey is not just about survival, but about reuniting their scattered family and reaching a legendary fortress tied to their heritage. Along the way, they uncover pieces of their past, gain powerful heirlooms, and grow stronger, making the emotional and narrative stakes deeper with each run. Their personal story adds a human layer to the game's strategic and roguelite systems. What caught my eye about this game was the unique art style, which the devs describe as fantastical romanticism, and the unique blend of a tactics game with roguelite mechanics. The game also combines squad-based combat with a deep elemental system, and after each victory, you get to recruit and customize your team of fantasy creatures, like goblins, elves, and tree tanks, like one of my favorites, the Heartwood Stomper. You unleash powerful elemental interactions. Water puts out fire, tar fuels it, electricity surges through wet enemies, and plant units heal through water. Mastering unit synergies, battlefield positioning, and environmental effects is key to surviving each run, because when your squad loses hope, it's game over. Hope is a very important resource in this game. It represents your group's will to keep on going, to keep fighting, so you'll definitely want to keep an eye on this and manage your hope throughout your runs. This system is not in the demo though, but it will be in the early access build that's coming June 17th. But real quick, let's go over everything that's not currently in the demo. This demo is all about combat. You won't see much of the story yet, so the deeper narrative and why these heroes are even on this journey is still under wraps. Some of the roguelite progression systems like long-term upgrades or persistent squad growth also aren't in play here. Caravan management, where you'll eventually customize your team, assign trinkets, and fine-tune your loadout, isn't accessible in the demo either. And while the game promises some intense boss battles, those are being saved for early access. So if you're jumping in now, just know you're getting a focused slice of what's shaping up to be a much larger experience. The demo is pretty short. You can get through it in under an hour, but I put a few hours into it because I wanted to try out all the different units and try and improve my piss poor RTS skills. The game felt great to play, and the mechanic to slow down time so you can make good decisions was great for someone like me who's new to the genre. You can send a unit to flank enemies for bonus damage from behind, while your tankier units hold the front line and draw aggro. Each squad has unique abilities, and when combined strategically with other units, their skills can complement and enhance one another. I did find selecting some of the units with the mouse cursor to be just a little finicky though. It's possible to me issue. Like I said, I'm new to this genre, so I just reverted to selecting my units with the number keybinds. One thing that stood out to me immediately was the elemental system and those interactions. If your units are on fire and you have the Rainmaker's unit, you can use their AoE rain skill to put out that fire. Units affected by tar will burn more aggressively, electricity is amplified on units affected by water, and like I said earlier, water can heal plant-based units. For example, my favorite tank at the moment, this tree guy, can be healed by the Rainmaker skill. I'm really looking forward to experimenting with many more of these elements because the demo is only scratching the surface. Also, one cool thing in the game is destructible environments. I could send my Heartwood Stomper to destroy the stone wall to open up new paths that I could use during my attack. The demo also showcased a solid variety of units, including elves, trolls, goblins, and even more factions will be added during early access. Right now, the demo features 11 unique unit types and 4 distinct battle maps. So let's get into the meat and potatoes. What can we expect in early access? There's a solid amount coming to early access, a more polished experience of course, fully voiced characters, an original score, more unit diversity and hero upgrades, more biomes and quests, and it's offering high replayability with multiple run endings. One of the biggest changes is how much smoother squad control is going to feel. You'll be able to queue up movements and attacks, assign squads to hotkeys, and even decide the order your units enter battle, making the flow of combat a lot more intuitive and hands-off in the best way. I'm really looking forward to getting my hands on these improvements. The way it's described kind of reminds me of the Dragon Age Origins if-then conditional logic framework that they were using. Now, I don't think it'll quite work like this, but having the ability to queue up movements and attacks is definitely something I want in the game. The options menu is also getting a much needed overhaul, adding proper graphic settings, audio sliders, and more customization so you can really tailor the experience to your setup. Visually, things are getting a noticeable upgrade too. Unit textures, materials, and post-processing effects are all being polished while still keeping the game's unique art style intact. In terms of content, there's a big expansion coming. The number of units is being more than doubled, with tier 2 options now in place for deeper strategy and combos. On top of that, there's a new mission type called Warlord Battles being introduced, though the devs are keeping most of the details under wraps for now. The roguelite systems, homestead features, and more story progression are also on the way. There are also a bunch of under-the-hood improvements, better pathfinding so your squads don't get stuck or bump into each other, off-screen indicators to help you keep track of the action, and melee combat tweaks to make large skirmishes feel tighter and more impactful. Unit roles like tank, DPS, and support will be more clearly defined as well, which should help make every decision in battle feel more engaging. All in all, it feels like the early access launch is set to bring the full scope of what Wartorn is aiming for. I enjoyed the combat demo a lot, so I'm very much looking forward to following this game throughout its early access journey. I know a lot of people aren't fans of early access, and I get it, but the way that I look at it is pretty simple. If the game feels fun and promising, I'm in. After playing the demo, I can confidently say Wartorn checks that box for me. Sure, there'll be rough edges, but I actually enjoyed diving into games early and seeing how they grow over time. So yeah, I'll definitely be jumping into this one and enjoying the ride. And you don't have to take my word for it. I encourage you to go out there and jump into the demo yourself and give this game a whirl if it looks like something you might enjoy. Now, the devs have gone on to say why they're entering early access, and it's of course to take our feedback and make the game better. This approach has no doubt made some awesome games like V Rising, Valheim, and Hades, just to name a few. Wartorn is entering early access again on June 17th for PC, and it'll be priced at $30, but during the launch week, it'll only be $20. Ah, the good old FOMO tactic. Now, luckily for me, after playing the demo and doing my own research on the game, I'll definitely be picking it up during launch week, save myself $10. If you're still on the fence, a week is still a good chunk of time, so just wait a few days for Steam reviews and watch others play the game, and then get the game if you think it'll be a good time. Also, go play the demo right now. I think there's enough in there in terms of the core gameplay loop that can help influence your decision, but I did want to mention this for anyone who's had their eye on this game. If you think you'll enjoy it and you want to save $10, definitely grab it during launch week. As for how long they'll be in early access, they don't really know. What they did say is that they don't want to be in early access overly long, and they want to bring fresh and engaging content to new and existing players within a reasonable length of time. Along its early access journey, they plan to add higher tier units, bosses, squad upgrades, more maps, quests, and eventually the true ending of the story. They do have a Discord where the community can post issues and bugs they spot, and so far there seems to be a dev team that will genuinely engage with its player base. Overall, I was pleasantly surprised by this game. I don't play many RTS games, but I do play roguelites and ARPGs, and this game has elements from both those genres. There's the roguelite system in terms of rewards after each victory, and the mechanics of an ARPG when it comes to movement and skills. Now, don't worry RTS veterans, the game has both an ARPG and RTS control scheme, so just choose which one you prefer. That's such a simple but brilliant feature, and it opens the doors for people like me who are unfamiliar with RTS controls, and there's full controller support as well for those of you that prefer to play on a controller. I had a great time with this demo, and I'm personally looking forward to jumping in some more during early access. Easy recommendation from me at least. It's a rare thing to find a roguelite that mixes chaos and strategy this well. Yes, it might still be early, but there's a strong foundation here, especially if the devs follow through on their promises like they have so far. Have you tried the demo yet? If so, what did you think? What was your favorite unit? Heartwood Stomper for me. Please leave a like, subscribe, and comment if you enjoyed this video. It really does go a long way for me and helps this channel out a lot, especially in this monstrosity of an algorithm that YouTube has, and in an era where unfortunately AI videos are creeping in just left and right. Anyways, we're getting off topic. I'll be following this game closely during its early access journey, so I'll do more videos like this one if it has any major future patches that come out. Take excellent care of yourself, call someone you love, and goodbye. I'm kind of cracked a little bit.